Go on.
Now you're on YouTube.
Summary of what we're going to be talking today is about clinical research. What are we going to learn? We have a book that we know that will be of benefit to everyone, and we're going to use the book, our manual, to teach clinical research for everyone that wants to understand it. We have a school in Georgia that will teach clinical research, and it's at itedu.org. We're located 24/70 on the air. So let's kick off with the summary of chapter 1 of the book. The first thing, the summary is to provide an overview of clinical trial, setting the stage for detailed discussion that follows in a manual. This chapter lays the groundwork by explaining the fundamental concept, significance, and structure of clinical trials as a vital component of medical research. The key concepts: what exactly is clinical trials? Clinical trials are systematic studies conducted to evaluate the safety, efficacy, and effectiveness of medications, devices, or interventions in human subjects. They are, they are essential for advancing medical knowledge and improving patient care. What are the phases of clinical trials? Clinical trials are in four phases. And each of these phases are distinct. The first one is phase one, which focuses on safety and dosage, involving a smaller number of healthy volunteers. When we say healthy volunteers, we mean people who have no comorbidities, who are healthy, probably young people most of the time, and may also not involve women if they are still in their reproductive, except the study is for women, or they may have to use various kind of, at least two kind of contraceptives, because we're only testing for safety in phase one. And we have what they call maximum tolerable dose, MTDs, right? Maximum tolerable dose, which we try to establish. You call MTD, maximum tolerable dose, tolerable dose. So we want to establish in case there is, so we know in case there is excess, so if there's poison, somebody takes too much in excess, so we know to what extent and how to address it. Those. So it's one of the things we try to establish during phase one. And then we have phase two. Phase two is expand to larger group of people. Phase one can be about 10 to 20 people. Phase two expand to larger group of people, probably about 100. And we're looking at the efficacy and further evaluation of safety. So we have, and then we have to know whether there's the drug has efficacy within the target population, and that's what phase two is about. Phase three involves large number of people, sometimes to thousands, sometimes hundreds of thousands, like during COVID. Involves large population to confirm effectively monitor side effects and compare with standard or equivalent treatments. We compare the efficacy with what we have in the market, whether it's inferior, whether it's superior, whether it's equivalent. So we have three levels of comparison. We have inferiority, inferior, whether it's inferior, whether it's equivalent, equivalent. And last one, whether is superior. So then phase four is when we have the drug already approved, but after a drug is marketed to gather additional information on risk Usually is already approved, is already in the market, and but it when it was being done with phase 1 to 3, maybe we probably test it on 50 or 100,000. But by the time we get to millions or hundreds of millions of people using the drug, we may see some other indications or some other adverse events that were not recorded during the trials. We remember the case of DJ vaccine that was causing clots in probably about hundreds of thousands of people. One or two or certain percentage may have clots. So they had to address that issue. The importance of clinical trials. Clinical trials are crucial for regulatory approval of new treatments and contribute to evidence-based medicine. They help identify effective therapies and improve patient outcomes by ensuring treatments are safe and beneficial. Clinical trial also has regulatory oversight. The regulatory oversight here is FDA in the US. In the European Union, it's a different one. In England, in Canada, it's also different. The chapter discusses the role of regulatory bodies such as FDA in overseeing clinical trial to ensure participants' safety and scientific integrity. Then we also have peer reviews, which are institutional review boards. They are also mentioned as entities that review or approve research protocols to protect the rights and welfare of subjects or participants. What are the ethical considerations in clinical trial? Emphasis and clinical trial emphasizes the importance of ethical practices in clinical trial. We have something like good clinical practice, including obtaining informed consent and ensuring participant confidentiality. The ethical consideration is called the need for transparency and accountability in conducting trials. So we need to be make sure that things are done right. So there must be a kind of accountability, ensure things are done properly. The key terminologies in clinical trials include such things as informed consents, randomization, blinding. Informed consent means that each subject must be consented to. They must consent before they are put in the trial, before any treatment, before any clinical test, even to take the temperature, they must have consented. You can't do anything. You can only look at historic data before the trial. So everybody must be consented, and if it's for babies that they can't talk, no, they can talk. Then you may also have to get assent from them, both from the baby or from the young, from the children, which is of the age of 11, I think. All right, if they can talk, or you have to find a way to ascend them. You may also need the consent of the parents. Then we also talk about randomization. Randomization means that you want to base the choice, you want to compare, you want to have sometimes placebo and active drug. You want to mix them up so that people will not know what they are doing, what they are taking. That is, you make sure that it's by chance, so that everybody has the equal opportunity of being chosen to be in group A or group B. You also have the crossover kind of treatments or design. Then blinding means you don't want them to know what they are taking, what drug each group is taking. You want to blind it. You may have double blinding, which involves both the principal investigator will not know, and the patient also will not know. And then we also have the placebo control. Placebo control is for a lot of trials, but mostly placebo control is not used for oncology, that is for cancer. That is for cancer, you have to use both of them must be active ingredients or active drugs. One can be for on trial, the other can be this established drug, which should also be used to treat the cancer to prevent progression. Then we have sample formulas. While we're in chapter 1, there's not many basic formula that we need to know, But one of the common ones we have is to have the sample size for calculation, and the sample size we have is Z is the value for Z table corresponding to desired confidence level. We have the N, the required sample size. You have the proportion of the population you want to sample, and we have the margin of error. So the formula is your Z value uh, um, the violence on the screen, but we're going to do some example to make it easy. Sample questions. What is the primary purpose of clinical trial? A, to set new medication. B, to evaluate the safety and effectiveness of treatment. C, to increase pharmaceutical profit. D, to test the side effect of existing drugs. The answer is B, to evaluate the safety and effectiveness of treatment. Question 2, which phase of clinical trial focuses primarily on assessing safety and dosage? The answer is phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4. The answer is phase 1. Phase 1 is primarily for safety, and that's why you also have maximum tolerable dose. Lastly, the last page, the questions, we're still going through the question. What role do institutional review board, it's also called ethics committee in European countries, play in clinical trials? A, they conduct the trials. B, they review and approve research protocols to protect participants. C, they fund the trials. D, they analyze the trial data. The answer is B. They review and approve research protocols to protect participants. The institutional review board is usually made up of not less than 5 people, and one of them should be somebody that's non-scientific and somebody that is also not affiliated to the institution. Question 4, in clinical trial, what does informed consent refer to? A, the approval of the study by FDA. B, participant giving permission to be part of the trial after being fully informed of the risks and benefits. C, illegal document signing. D, the process of randomizing participants. The answer is B. Participant giving permission to be part of the trial after being fully informed of the risks and benefits. We're going to talk more about informed consent in details. Question 5, which of the following terms describe a study that keeps participants unaware of whether they are receiving the treatment or they are using placebo? Placebo is like water drug. It's not an active, it's just to compare the effectiveness of the drug and with somebody that does not know does not having the drug. So that you can see if there's efficacy of the drug. A is which of the following term describe a study design that keeps participants unaware. So please listen to the word unaware of whether they are receiving the treatment or placebo, that is water drug, water pill. A, open label. B, blinded. C, double blinded. D, placebo controlled. The answer is double blinded. That is, the principal investigator is not aware and the subject is also not aware. We also have what we call double dummy, which we refer to when we are treating this question about double blinding. We're going to tell you about different kind of design. One of them is double blind. Open label means there is no blinding. Then blinded means, or mask means only the participants does not know, or the person know. But double blind means nobody in the system knows, including the principal investigators, the nurses, and the subject or the patient. The only person that can know a little bit, if possible, is a statistician. But sometimes when the statistician also do not know, then it's time as triple blind. In conclusion, chapter 1 of our manual serves as introduction to essential elements of clinical trial, outlining the purposes, phases, regulatory oversight, and ethical contribution. Understanding these fundamental concepts is crucial for anyone involved in clinical trial or clinical research. Excuse me. This chapter prepares the reader for the more detailed discussion that follows in subsequent chapters, highlighting the importance of rigorous scientific methodology and ethical practice in advancing medical knowledge. The inclusion of sample questions reinforces the comprehensive and allows readers as students to assess their understanding of the materials. Well, if you like this, please click like button. So we're going to give you chapter 2. We're going to go to up to chapter 20 by letting you know the in and out of clinical research, and you'll be able to do certification in examination either by SOCRA, Society for Clinical Research Assistant, Associates, or by Association of Clinical Research Practitioners, ACRP. And there are about different kind of exam you can do to be a certified CRA. But for SOCRA, Society for Clinical Research Associate, they only have one exam called CCRP, Certified Clinical Research Professional Certification. And you have to have a continuous education to maintain it every 3 years. Thank you. It's nice having you to listen to this video. Thank you and God bless. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.